All right, we just finished this movie we watched on Netflix. It's called Grave of the Fireflies. Now, this movie, you can't really rate it, right? Because it's just, I guess, a realistic movie, right? So there's no way
of about after during and after the
World War
II.
World War II, yeah. So, yeah, we can't. The only thing we can rate it is like a D for depressing. But other than that, it shows like the harsh realities of, World War II and stuff, and it shows the other side, of America, I guess.
Well, it shows the Japanese side of the situation after, because America, towards the end of the war, was bombing Japan. Japan was not surrendering. They were even using their pilots as kamikazes, flying suicide missions into the American Navy, into the destroyers and the different naval vessels. So they were killing themselves, in order to kill hundreds or thousands of Americans. So America decided to just bomb nonstop Japan. Okay, so that was a situation, and if you read history, if you know a little bit about history, this is they're kind of trying to show the side of, a boy who's an orphan and his sister that survived all these bombings and all this, the post-war. So it was very difficult because food was scarce and supplies were scarce. People were dying. So that was the situation.
So as an overall film, would you recommend this film or no?
I would say if you kind of wanted to understand and see another side, there's other films out there too that go over this same subject, but in a different way, not from the viewpoint of orphans, but from other viewpoints. But yeah, if you want to look into seeing that side, the other side as opposed to just knowing the side from the United States, knowing how the Japanese people went through something, you can, it seemed longer than what it was.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was a day-to-day
slice of life kind of thing, right?
Exactly. I didn't know how to put it. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, slice of life.
Yep. And then they would cut to other scenes, and then, definitely. But yeah, I would recommend it. It's not something you want to watch over and over again.
No.
Because of the subject, but it is something interesting and something that makes you think, right?
Yeah. So, after watching this show or this movie, is it something where it's like you thought it was like directed very good or no?
I thought it was pretty well thought out for what they were trying to do. And like I said, it seemed like it was long, but maybe it seemed long because of the subject.
So they're doing that on purpose, right?
Yes, to make you think. So I thought it was well done. I didn't think really anything negative on it. The animation is from the 80s, early 90s, so, but it was well done.
What do you think about it kind of confused you, right? Where it's like it goes kind of back and forth a little bit with him being kind of like in the afterlife or whatever.
Yeah, the beginning of the show was kind of like him, but then he is remembering and reflecting on back, I guess, the past year, maybe the last year.
Yeah, it's like him and his sister, right? Going on a train and seeing their past from the afterlife, I suppose.
Yeah.
And that's how they're telling the story.
Right.
From like a past point of view, which makes it interesting as well, instead of it being present,
Right, instead of just going through it, and then, right. Yep.
So there's not much we can say about this movie without spoiling it, but yeah, it's just a very depressing movie. Very depressing. It's not for the faint of heart.
Right. Because the realities of war is hard, right? This is the realities of every war. I mean, we're going through a war right now, right? And there's people suffering.
Right.
Because of that war. So, this is why I think...
So this movie depicts more of like the realities of the civilians during war. Right.
Right, yes.
Starvation,
lack of supplies, clean water, what you get sick,
And selfishness. Selfishness is very highlighted as well. The act of being selfish,
because you're scared of not having enough for yourself.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, that's going to be our review to wrap things up.
Our review is a positive.
Very positive, yeah.
For a, how can you say, a very sober subject and a very serious subject.
Yeah.
But they did it well.
Yeah. So that's our review.